Morning. Hello, everyone. It is morning here, quite early. I was up about 3 o'clock this morning, just didn't feel like sleeping anymore. Okay, I had a little bit of a reason from yesterday. Uh, so, day before yesterday, my daughter and I went to the Peddler's Mall. It was fun, as always. And yeah, I spent 75 cents on a candle. And like that was it. Anyway, and then we went and ate at some chicken place or drive through. Okay, one of those fast food. Okay, places, and you can get these little combos. And I just told my daughters, just get me whatever you get yourself. $12. It was $12 for a few fries, three or four pieces of chicken, breaded chicken, this weird sauce that was no good at all, and a little tiny little tiny little container, and a piece of white bread with a bunch of it wasn't even butter smeared on it, and a drink. That was it. $12. I'm looking at that. I'm going, man, I could have cooked a meal for with one. So my daughter got one too. What was the bill? We went home. I sat down to eat it, and I ate a couple of the fries. And I'm going, ew, I can't eat those. They were, first of all, it looked like, like they maybe prep 100 boxes or 20 or 30 boxes at a time, and then they sit there until the orders come in actually for it. And it looked like mine was like the last one at the bottom of 20 or 50 sitting there for 2 hours. The fries were awful. I could tell that the oil that they're using should have been changed, 2 weeks ago. It was just I ate the chicken. It was okay. I was hungry, so I ate that, and I ate the piece of bread. The sauce I could hardly stomach. I'm going, oh my gosh, seriously? Anyway, ate it. There wasn't a piece of fruit or vegetable, nothing, right? I ate it and then went to rest Saturday. Went to rest, and I was all felt okay, but oddly enough, I wasn't hungry for the rest of the day. No, I did not eat dinner, did not feel like eating dinner, and I had just this really odd premonition of I am going to get sick. And it lasted till probably because I didn't eat anything else. It took a little bit longer, or it wasn't it wasn't like really really bad. Because my daughter didn't feel anything. It was just me. Then we find out that my son-in-law, my other son-in-law, from my oldest daughter, had the flu. My grandson started out first, yeah, and now he has the flu. And then yesterday found out that my little granddaughter isn't doing so well. Uh, so they all got sick with the same thing, and I was just over there taking care of the children. So, and the incubation time would be about right. I'm going, well, anyway, I woke up and I started feeling really queasy, and I'm going, oh no. And sure enough, yeah, trips to the bathroom, stomach cramps, and I'm going, I don't feel sick otherwise. I have food poisoning. Really low grade, but I had food poisoning. Anyway, so it was all right. I drank a lot of tea. I didn't eat anything all day until evening time, and my daughter had made some rice. I ate a little bit of rice, which stayed down. It was okay. Felt fine after that. Feel fine now. So no, I didn't get the flu. I didn't get catch anything from my grandchildren or my grandson while I was over there. I really did have low grade food poisoning. And again, it was one of those things. I had never been to one of those outfits that my daughter says, "Oh, look, there is, Cane's. It was Cane's Chicken. I might as well just mention it. Cane's Chicken here in Georgetown, I wouldn't go to. No. Ate there one time, got a low grade food poisoning, never again. Blech. Done. And again, it had to be me, right? So my daughter felt fine, and she ate the whole thing with the. I gave the French fries to the dogs. I wasn't going to eat those. Blech. Anyway, so yeah, when it all started, I well, there you go. If you aren't being taught a lesson by what do I say on here? Don't go to these joints. Don't go and support that kind of food. You know, the other thing too, then I'm thinking, what do we have the FDA for, right? Yes? I mean, or the people, the health departments that are go and check out these places. Eh? Yes? $12 for a drive-through meal with a few bad French fries, a few pieces of chicken, and a piece of bread. That was basically it for $12. Okay? And oh, then you're sick the next day. Well, anywho, taught me, again, here you preached to the choir and oneself. And as I said, my daughter just said, let's go and have something to eat, Mom. And as I said, never been to that place, had no idea. It was kind of like one of them other joints that you just don't quite know. How clean are they? Okay, I'm just saying. That oil on those French fries was so rancid. I'm amazed that there aren't more people getting sick out there. But then again, I eat so well, really, when it comes down to it, most of the time, that my system just, I guess, is a little bit more sensitive to food that's just bad. Well, there it is. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. I will never go there again. Learned my lesson. So I had a banana this morning, which is really good for your stomach to kind of heal up and solidify a little bit things that need to be solidified. And yeah, and so be it. But on the other hand, I have to say, I was wondering, oh, am I getting the flu now? And I'm not. I didn't. So good. So that's the positive thing out of all of that, believe it or not. We are in the book of Proverbs on 6. On surety rashly offered. My child, if you have gone surety for your neighbor, if you have guaranteed the bond of a stranger, if you have committed yourself with your lips, if through words of yours you have been entrapped, do this, my child, to extricate yourself. Since you have put yourself in the power of your neighbor, go humbly yourself, plead with your neighbor, give your eyes no sleep, your eyelids no rest, break free like a gazelle from the trap, like a bird from the fowler's clutches. What does that mean? So even if it was done in the heat of the moment and you promise something, oh, let me think, how can I get out of that now? Really? That's the way to go? That's kind of what that tells me. Oh, that's great wisdom. No, you stick with your promises. You do. I've made promises to people who are dead, gone to spirit world, and I'm still keeping them. Okay? Yeah? What? So what? There's one way to go where we, in the moment, the spur of the moment, we want to be kind. We want to be helpful. That's just in the spur of the moment because it looks good at that time. And I'm going, what did I commit myself to now? Right? Yes? That's terrible. Why would anybody think like that? That's exactly what that sounds like to me. Just saying. The idler and the ant. Idler, go to the ant, ponder her ways and grow wise. No one gives her orders, no overseer, no master. Yet all through the summer she gets her food ready and gathers her supplies at harvest time. I don't know why they call them a her. Maybe they're all hers, but right? Why is there a gender applied to ants when it comes to that kind of stuff? Again, I know how it has been used against people to gender an animal in a specific way. When, for example, here ants, as far as I know, it's mostly soldier ants or they're mostly male who are doing this. Okay, I'm just saying. From what I know, okay, they didn't know that at that time, but why gender it? Why do that? Because I've seen, for example, in the Book of Revelations, where the she was bad. She was a whoring place or whoring and this and they're applying that to a person, and then here now, right now, applying it to a woman, and I read it and going, that nothing to do with a woman. It's considered the whole city, which means men, women, even children, young, old, rich, poor. It's the whole city. The city as a whole, with the people in it, were considered that. And it was gendered as the city was gendered as a her, a she. But people took that the wrong way, or are using it. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they're just, as I said, using the Bible for their own agenda. Yeah, yeah, and throwing that at some woman's feet. Right? Oh yeah, they're talking about you. Bing. See, this is where I go, drill, drill, drill. Sawdust is coming out. Okay, it's just wrong. So here, this again as well. Why call it a she? Right? It's just ants. They use the. That would be a proper way to use the word they, right? Idler, go to the ant. Let's read them. Ponder their ways and grow wise. No one gives them orders. See, I just changed that. No overseer, no master, yet all through the summer they get their food ready and gather their supplies at harvest time. How long do you intend to lie there, idler? When are you going to rise from your sleep? A little sleep, a little drowsiness, a little folding of the arms to lie back, and poverty comes like a vagrant and like a beggar. Darth. Okay. You know what cats do? They idle a lot. So so you found an animal that fits your way of wanting people to be. Some people are cats, some people are ants, some people are tigers, and some people are bees, busy bees, right? Yeah. Some people are snakes. Yeah, snakes are good animals too, though. Some people are sloths. Sometimes you got when you get older, you start slowing down. Yeah, my oldest granddaughter, she painted me as a sloth on one of her paintings. Couldn't get offended because it was true. I am a bit of a sloth now. Considered to before. Well, anyway, here we go. I can't make anything out of it. I don't. I'm not a big fan of when animals are being used to describe people. Oh, so the idler. I have this. I've had this kind of outlook on. In my family, immediate family, everybody plays instruments, and I sing too. But and so and when we would go somewhere, my whole family would be up on the stage, except for me. I would be out in the audience. People have asked me, "Oh, so you don't play anything? This or that? So I could be up there with my family." I said, "No, there has to be somebody that's listening." Just saying. Okay. Portrait of a scoundrel. A scoundrel, a vicious man. He goes with a leer on his lips, winking his eye, shuffling his foot, beckoning with his finger, trickery in his heart, always scheming evil. He sows dissension. Disaster will overtake him sharply for this. Suddenly, irretrievably, he will be broken. Really? I find that interesting. So, okay, I'm gonna bring it up. I was here yesterday. I had a lot of time to think, this and that, and just kind of contemplate while I'm cramping. And I thought about on how does one distinguish anymore? Who's a scoundrel and who's not? Yes. And I thought about all the people who are in prison who doesn't don't deserve to be there. And I thought of all the criminals out on the streets who don't deserve to be there either. Did you just hear what I said? Yes. And on how when people are trying to defend goodness, they end up in jail. Yeah, I have a feeling, I do get that. In order to take down a bad man, you got to be a good bad man. Just saying. You have to have, in order to take down a bad man or a bad woman, you'll have the strength to do so. Yes, you're going to have some callousness and crudeness within yourself to do so. You're going to have to be very, very vigilant, just as criminals, bad men, are very, very vigilant. Yes? Yeah, they are until they get caught. Somehow they do. Not all of them. And then, for some reason, suddenly something switches. And then the bad guy gets hurt. All hell breaks loose. But when the good guys get hurt, that's all fine. Sacrifice. Yeah, that's how it works. That's a weird one to me. Yes? And I think the last few years we had a good example of that. I had to say, are you people kidding me? I was really upset when they brought up the little girl that supposedly was his daughter. And, okay, maybe now you know who I'm talking about. And on how she doesn't have a daddy anymore now. I'm going, and whose fault is that? People who took him down? How does that make any sense? The dude lived in another state. He wasn't there being a father to his little girl. He was doing what exactly? Not like he was sober. I'm just saying. I thought about that and how incredibly unbalanced and unfair the people out there are viewing these circumstances. And on how a criminal gets away with what exactly? I don't care if he's dead or alive. And good people have to what exactly? What? You know, I'm sure that if you could tickle them to death or into submission with a feather, they'll have all feathers with a feather boa with them. Huh? But it doesn't work that way, does it now? Anyway. So, are there some unfair... Again, when stuff like this happens, being so pulled out of proportion, then one has to say, well, now there is the foundation there now for everything to be pulled out of proportion. Now you're not going to be able to see the actual bad tree in the forest. The one that needs to come down before it hits something, which, by the way, happened at the farm. There is a tree that came down. I've said for 2 years now, they kept talking about cutting down all them trees. I said, oh, that sounds good and great, but please don't cut down live trees. And there's one right there that needs to come down. So if you want to go and cut the tree down, go and take that one down. You know what? It never got done. Do you know why? Because I said so. Because I said take that tree down, it didn't come down. Isn't that funny? Yes. So, same situation, kind of. Well, in this big flood and storm and whatever they had there, up here everything's fine. That tree came down, hit the roof. First we heard, oh, big hole. Oh, the hole's about this big. A branch hit it just right with enough force to go through it. But the branch is about this big. No big deal to fix that. Yes? Okay, but my daughter was all, oh, and it was one of her horse's stalls. Oh, what are you going to do? This and I said, well, if the hole is really big enough, I said, all he needs to do is just move it around. The pigs can go in the sawdust and he can go in the stall where the pigs are. Fine, problem taken care of. So I just saw the pictures yesterday. It's no big deal. It didn't. I don't think it even dented the roof, which is a metal roof, a whole lot. I mean, it didn't look really damaged, except for that one branch went straight through the roof. Okay, that's an easy fix with a little roof tarp. Done. Yes, but it was a tree, and I said that's a bad tree, and it's right in a line. It was really tall. It was one of those really tall sycamores. It's right in a line of either falling on the chicken coop, which it would have killed the chicken coop, or the outhouse. It would have killed the outhouse. But it fell kind of sideways and almost missed the barn. Almost missed the barn. And yeah, so there. It came down. Yeah. So one could look at it and say, oh, well, guess heaven took care of that with very little damage. Oh, well done, guys. Thank you. But right there. Yes? They've been told. Well, if you want to cut a tree down, that's the one that needs to come down. Yes? Yeah. But because they want to take everything else down, right? This is, well, we're not going to do what she says. Pretty dumb. Okay, right there. Yes? So, yeah, the imbalance that I see out there now between good people, well, let's call it what it is, between cops and robbers, yes, is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And do you know why it is that way now? Because the people wanted it that way. Yes? Why don't people out there every time a criminal, right? Oh, because they don't know better. Oh, they all seem to have good parents and I don't know what. Just saying. Come out of the woodworks, yeah, and kill someone. Why aren't the people coming out and making a big hullabaloo as they do every time one of the good guys has no choice, per se? I would rather they didn't have to do that either. Oh, but they're making these mistakes. Really? Are they really? Are they really? Because I have not seen that yet. There may be one or two that, but again, you see, now there's cameras out there. Says, why is he resisting? Just hand them that driver, your license. Oh, wait a minute, you don't have a license. You're most likely under the influence, especially when you're a teenager driving, and no registration on the car. Oh, no insurance. Oh, that's why you don't want to get out of the car. That's why you're making a fuss and a fight. Right? Then suddenly, the ones trying to just say, just show me you were kind of driving a little erratic, worried about you, Instead of just handing them their license, if you had one license, they're doing what? Now, the good people, the guys that keep us actually protected against some of these lunatics, have to worry about getting shot. Because the next thing could be a gun somewhere in the car. Yes? Are you guys getting all that? Most people, I hope, would. But obviously enough people out there crying hullabaloo about all this stuff, I'm just saying, is enough. What? For then that changes need to happen. We're going, what? You're going to make sure that the good guys are less protected and the criminals are more protected? Well, how the heck are you people making any sense out there? Just saying, right? Yes? I know whoever watches this most likely goes, yeah, you got this. I'm right with you there. Right? Yes? Maybe these videos someday, it doesn't have to be now. It could be 50 years now. Hopefully in 50 years, people have it better together than they do now with certain things, right? Yes? The right people will hear this. Yeah. Well, anyway. But here's the thing. When it just comes to discussions and all that, sometimes you just need to know when to step back and not say anything anymore, right? Yes? Because, eventually the people will learn their lessons when it comes to all that, right? Yes? Unless they are one of the criminals. Okay, just saying. And so disaster will overtake him sharply for this, or them. Again, why does it have to be, now here we're talking about a him. Is it automatically just guys who are criminals? Yeah, probably 80% is true. Okay. Suddenly, irretrievably, he will be broken. Oh. 6. Oh. 7 things abhorrent to God. There are 6 things that Yahweh hates, 7 that he abhors. There are 6 things that Yahweh hates, 7 that he abhors. And how would Solomon know that if this was Solomon writing this down? You know what? They could have just used him. I wonder if it's all true. I wonder if he had 1,000 wives. I don't know why would anybody lie about something like that, but they may have. This is a weird one. 7 that he abhors. You know, I found that hating things, you can only hate something if you are a part of it. There's no need to hate something you're not a part of it. And you just pray for it. Right? Yes? It's a weird one. Hate's a weird one. So, would God actually hate anything? I don't think God can hate. That's not possible. You can't hate and love at the same time. You can't. And I don't think that love is just periodically on the periodic table and hate the same way, right? I don't think that's how it works. So this is already doesn't make sense to me. A haughty look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood. Oh, how about hands? You know what? How about instead of hate and abhors, use disapprove against the heavenly laws, right? Yes? And hands that shed blood, regardless, innocent. I don't know. What does that mean? It's not. It doesn't say. Is this specifically just about people? Because you could pull in all the animals that are, especially the ones for trophy hunting. Could be considered innocent blood? Sports hunting, where you're just going out to kill, but you're not going to eat it. Is that considered shedding innocent blood? Just wondering. What's that actually mean? We know full well what it means, right? And why it is in here like that. Innocent. But if you're not innocent, it's perfectly fine. Really? You really think God would approve of that? Okay. A heart that weaves wicked plots, feet that hurry to do evil, a false witness who lies with every breath, and one who sows dissension among brothers. Yes, from my personal experience, I don't like any of this either. I can't hate it. Again, it's a hate is too strong of a word, and we have to be careful when we. What didn't we just do? Is beware on how you express yourself, right? Yes? Words can have such finality. And then you have to what? Extricate yourself out of it again? Oh, like we read in the beginning. I do believe that our Heavenly Parent can't have anything to do with people like that. It's not that he turns away. It's like he has to watch you from behind a veil. And you know, unless one comes to their senses on what one is doing, then how can anyone stop them, right? Yes. If I catch someone in a lie, of course I say, you're just lying. What are you doing? Don't tell me that baloney. Then they make a joke out of it, as if it was just a joke or something, right? Yes. I think that the only way someone can sow dissension among brothers is when the other brothers need something to be unhappy about their brothers as well. Not just the one that is doing it. Because ours is, oh, really? Why are you saying that about our other brother? Oh, really? Well, let's go and ask him right now. If you start doing that, well, really? That's what he said? That's what he did? Well, let's go find out right now. Let's go together and ask him. That kind of behavior from someone then will stop very quickly. But people like to gossip and create rumors and just go psh, 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 behind people's back, right? Yes, yeah. How much fun? It's like an entertainment thing, isn't it? Yeah. Well, you watch enough reality shows, you know that's true. Okay. Let's keep going. So again, in the way that God is portrayed here in this little part, no, that's not how it works. That's not how our heavenly parent operates. Sadly, it's very, very difficult for a parent to have to watch once children have to go to jail and you can't stop it, right? Or are, have passed away due to the fact that they were into criminal activities and, and then what? Okay. Uh, and I don't know what. As a parent, what are you going to do? What did I do wrong? You can ask yourself, what did I do wrong? That's about as far as it goes, but you can't do anything else. Don't you think our heavenly parents kind of the same way? So those parents of children, adults, go to prison, have killed someone, now go to prison, are thieves, this, that, I don't know, abusers, who hit people and their children, their wives, or their husbands. Are the parents of those people going to hate them now? Are they? No, they're going to start praying. Hope for a change. Hope for a change in their child. Yes? Hopefully they won't be enablers and excuse their actions. Yes? Okay. All right. Next part. More fatherly advice. Yes, Solomon, we're all listening. Keep your father's precept, my child. Do not spurn your mother's teaching. Oh. Yeah, you got that one right. Bind them over to your heart. Tie them round your neck. While you are active, they will guide you. When you fall asleep, they will watch over you. When you wake up, they will converse with you. That's how the whole thing started out with. I remember already reading some of this already. So, was this taken from somewhere else and put together again and put in here again? Yeah, see, I wonder how this was put together. Maybe I need to read up on that. While you are active, they will guide you. When you fall asleep, they will watch over you. When you wake up, they will converse with you. The teachings. That's our conscience then. That's interesting to refer to your mother, to a mother's teachings as that. I like it. Ah, which again, is God just a male? Ah. For the precept or the presence of God just in the masculine. I like to say it that way more. Or is there a feminine aspect to God's presence as well? Aha. Okay. For the precept is a lamp, the teaching is a light. Oh, that's cute. I think it's the other way around, though, when you think on how procreation works. The mother would be the lamp, and the father, right, would be the light. Yes, because it is the mother's womb who creates what. So, yep, but either way, it's cute. I like it. Yes, all right. Correction and discipline are the way to life, preserving you from the, maybe it could go both ways. Sometimes they switch up. Sometimes the father is the lamp and the mom is the light, and sometimes the mom is the lamp, and the father is the light. Yeah, see, now that's balance, and I like that. Teamwork makes the dream work. Correction and discipline are the way to life, preserving you from the woman of bad character, from the wheedling talk of a woman who belongs to another. Honest to God, I have never I have never come across a woman that I've seen myself do wheedling talk. Who has a good husband? Who belongs to another? You know what I have seen? I have seen women taking a man that belongs to another woman. Why isn't that in here too? Why is it the woman? Why is the man such a victim when it comes to all that? Oh, because they can't control themselves. I think that you need to get fixed because that's kind of dangerous. I think it's dangerous for men to not be in control of their lust and love life. Just saying. Okay. Then they should get fixed and we wouldn't have to worry anymore. And then they wouldn't be able to cheat either. Then they wouldn't have to worry about wheedling women and or women of bad character, right? Yes? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. See? Very easy solution. If the men are worried about that, need that kind of advice from a dude who had 1,000 women as his wives and concubines. Oh, do not even. Do not covet her beauty in your heart, or let her captivate you with the play of her eyes. A prostitute can be bought for a hunk of bread, but a married woman aims to snare a precious life. Well, and how would that be any different? I don't get it. What? And again, if the men didn't want women to be available for a hunk of bread, then they wouldn't exist. So again, it's not the women. Can a man carry fire inside his shirt without setting his clothes alight? Can you walk on red hot coals without burning your feet? Just so the man who makes love to his neighbor's wife. No one who touches her will get off unpunished. People attach but little blame to a thief who steals only to satisfy his hunger. Yet even he, if caught, will have to repay sevenfold and hand over all his family resources. But the adulterer has no sense. He works his own destruction. All he will get is blows and contempt and dishonor never to be blotted out. For jealousy inflames the husband, who will show no mercy when the day comes for revenge. He will not consider any compensation. Lavish what gifts you may, he will not be placated. My child, keep my words and treasure my precepts. Keep my precepts, and you will live. Keep my teaching as the apple of your eye. Bind these to your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister. Call understanding your relation. Okay. Well, I read a little bit past it because I couldn't stop reading. That's the end of 6 and part of 7. We'll just read 7 again tomorrow. I'll write down to here, but we'll just go to here. Okay. I've talked enough about this. I don't know. Here we are in Proverbs. It's coming up again. Okay. It must have really weighed heavily on Solomon. I'm not taking this as God's word, okay? That's not what it is. Solomon's talking, and he's doing a lot of blabbing. And I'm thinking that in the way that is written down, that's not, I can't. What kind of a precept is that? Oh, well, we have the 10 Commandments. It shouldn't even be, right? That's what they had already for hundreds and hundreds of years at that time. And what's happening with it? Okay, still needs to be mentioned continuously. First of all, I believe that is something that should be taught within the family, and that's why children need a father. Okay, so that especially the boys can, number one, protect their sisters, and the other thing is that they learn on how to respect a sister, a young girl as a friend, a woman, a wife, eventually, a mother, grandmother, any elderly, that they learn to respect. and that they learn their boundaries, that there are boundaries. It is, I find, younger and younger and younger in the majority who people 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, okay, who are having boyfriends and girlfriends. Which parent in their right mind would allow that? And why are your children hanging out with their boyfriends and girlfriends? So you have time off? So okay, what are you serious? Oh, I threw every which way that I could. I threw wrenches into my children's plans when it came to that. Oh, could I stop it all? No, but I did. And at least I am taking care of my grandchildren while the parents are going to work. That's to me not the same as the grandchildren being dropped off at your house. Now you get to raise them while your kids are going to go out and do whatever. Okay? Do you understand? And you become the parent again. You're not the grandparent then. Right? Why are people out there so stupid? Well, uneducated and are basically enabling their children to start at such an early age something that could destroy, hinder, be unfulfilled, unsuccessful life to start like that. Huh? Yes? So, oh, is he totally wrong? No, he's not. But the thing is that it's aimed at women. Why? Because we're the ones who get pregnant? Yeah, do you know how many women get raped? Sexually abused? Yeah. Anybody take that under consideration? And it's not little. It's not few either. You know how many men are not willing to protect themselves? Okay, I'm just saying. All right. So, it keeps coming up, but the way I see it is like it's an excuse, again, for something that I find just, it's heartbreaking. It's what it is. It's heartbreaking. The excuses and the the fatherly advice. Well, if you know about all that, has he done it? That then he needs to give that advice to whom? His sons? To the rest of the people of Israel? Where does this wisdom belong? Within a very close-knit family, where you raise sons and daughters who know right from wrong when it comes to the realm of love. Yes? Okay, good. We'll end with that here. Got to go. What time is it? Oh, my daughter has already left, I'm sure, and I have to go over there pretty soon. Take care of my little granddaughter, littlest granddaughter. She's just 9 months old, and she. It looks like she's gonna walk any day. A little early. So when they say that their body is ahead of their brain, yeah, she's very good though. She contemplates things. She remembers where she gets hurt and this or that. Yeah, so that's good. Good. All good. All right. Anyway, that is that. All right. Spirit world says I've done good today, so we'll leave it at that. So. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you, guide you, and embrace you with love. And I will talk to y'all another time.